So today we're going to talk about boat check. Boat check is basically the technical term for the boat not moving the same speed down the race course, being pushed backwards each stroke when you change the direction of the rowers, or as the rowers move from on the recovery drawing the boat towards them to on the drive where they're pushing the boat away from them and prying on the oar handle. So boat speed will typically follow some sort of a graph where it surges up on the drive and then falls off on the recovery and has its lowest points somewhere right where you're about to catch. So why this is so bad for the boat, aside from giving the coxswain a sore neck, and why it happens, we can look here. If you assume a rower weighs 150 pounds, all the rowers together would weigh 1,200. The boat weighs 200 pounds, the coxswain weighs 100. We'll call the coxswain part of the boat since they're not moving back and forth. And then you're talking about 1,200 pounds versus 300. Well, 1,200 is going to win. So the boat gets pushed around by the rowers rather than the other way around. Why this is so bad and why it robs us of so much boat speed is we can look at a drag curve here. Obviously, a boat moving through the water has drag, and we have our frictional drag, our residual drag, or wave drag, trying to push water out of the way. Friction is just the friction of the water against the hull, much like you rubbing your hand along a desk or an oar handle. And then your total drag curve, so the sum of these two curves. So as you can see here, as we go faster, drag goes up. There's no way about it. And you can design different boats and buy different hulls and say, oh, this boat's faster than the other one, whatever. The whole idea is, to have less drag. And most boats are designed for a certain speed, based if it's a lightweight hull or a midweight, large hull, men's hull, women's hull. They're all designed to go different speeds. And it's try to be optimized for a certain speed as well. So basically, looking at this curve, the best way to reduce drag on any hull, since they're all going to have a similar looking curve here, is to just go slower. And that may be counterintuitive since you obviously want to go fast and you want to win a race. Well, how do you go slower and yet go faster? Well, if we're having a graph like this where we're spending most of our time going slow and then just a little bit of our time going super fast, well, drag skyrockets there. And that can really rob a boat of speed. If we have a slightly better curve where we spend a little bit more time going fast, maybe we don't hit the same top speed, maybe the hull doesn't shoot out at lightning fast speeds, but it spends more time going a little bit faster, well, then we have a faster overall boat speed looking at the average or faster time down the course. And if we have a perfect, wonderful stroke that we're able to create a lot of power on the drive, but not really lose too much on the recovery, and we don't stop the boat, we don't jam our feet down and without our blades being already engaged in the water, we really don't stop the hull from moving forward, then we could spend all our time, or a huge portion of our time, going, again, not super fast, but pretty fast. And as an average, if you were to look at the averages of these, then the fastest average, or of course the boat to win the race, would be a graph looking much like this, or like this, and of course this being one of the worst. So that's what boat check is. You want to not slam your feet down without your oar in the water, so you're not sending the boat backwards. If you just all sit at the catch basically with your blades flat on the water and drive your feet down, then you'll notice the boat goes backwards quite a bit. And we want to try to avoid that. We want to keep the hull moving forward, since the hull is what creates our drag, and ultimately the rowers move at a pretty uniform speed down the race course. The boat's doing this down the race course. But we want to minimize that change in speed for the hull. So that's why we want to minimize boat check. So hopefully that explains what boat check is and gives you some ideas how to minimize it. The best ideas are going to come from your coach. It's really up to your coach to decide on a drill plan or practice plan that's going to help you get your blade in earlier and help you keep the boat speed up at a more uniform speed rather than fluctuating hugely and coming almost to a dead stop every time you get to the catch. So hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching and good luck.